The latest news on 5G, there was a leaked memo recently. You can see right here, it's titled The Eisenhower National Highway System for the Information Age. And when I read it, it seems to me that there is a big push for a nationalization of 5G to keep up with other countries in this information age. It also talks about AI, the information Armageddon, and what we need to do to prevent it is have 5G capabilities where you have very high levels of electromagnetic frequencies bombarding the nation. This is quite spooky. I'm going to show you the spectrums, the levels, the reports, the data. I'll do my best to put it in a very smooth and efficient fashion, but we all know how that works out usually if you are a regular at the Leak Project. But it says here, improve American infrastructure. Improve America's digital infrastructure by developing a secure 5G internet capability nationwide. Now, with that said, you can see right here the human body resonance frequencies. You're hanging out anywhere from 20, 50 hertz, maybe up to 100 hertz, depending on what part of your body is resonating. That's the average. You can look at the Schumann resonance. You're hanging out there in the low hertz range. Maybe you'll bump up to 7.83 hertz. That's the fundamental electromagnetic low frequency. See right here, 33.8 hertz is where it peaks. But what are we doing when we get into the 5G stuff? Well, 5G is going to be going anywhere from 5G stands for fifth generation. Okay, so currently third generation, fourth generation networks are set up for your internet, for your smartphones, etc. If that isn't bad enough, and if you haven't seen enough of these towers popping up all over the world, I don't know where you're at, but here in the States, they're popping up all over the place. Next to schools, next to nursing homes, next to apartment buildings, next to houses, next to stores, next to storage facilities. 5G, T-Mobile is going to deploy 5G to 30 cities this year. New York, Los Angeles. The chief technology officer, Neville Ray, said on Tuesday at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, the company still plans to launch the service next year and provide nationwide coverage by 2020. They're also saying you can't even use some of these features yet. Now, wait till I share with you some patents, which will literally freak you out. Maybe you shouldn't watch it if you get scared easy. Now, AT&T said they're going to have mobile 5G available in a dozen markets, including Atlanta, Dallas, later this year. Sprint CEO has promised to build the first nationwide 5G network by early 2019. Well, what is 5G exactly? It is a various level of frequencies to bring you faster download speeds. And the implications of what this can do physically, biologically, human life, animal life, plant life, etc., is quite spooky. Also, if you look at how detrimental smart meters can be, this 5G stuff takes it to a whole new level. And the mind control capabilities, the frequency generation weapon capabilities with current patents and patents that have been around 30 years. You could tweak things just a little bit and it could get really, really, really bad. So are they really just setting up these 5G systems for faster download speeds, or are they setting it up for a mind control web to keep people docile? I'm going to share with you a patent that shows how to literally control people's minds by putting them in a certain mental state. Hello, we're not in Kansas anymore. And if you are, it's not really Kansas. It's the New World Order. So this is a quote, when we built our LTE network, we had the unlimited future in mind, and we take that same approach here. Ray said, every dollar we invest in our network is a 5G dollar. Who's Ray? Well, Ray is the chief technological officer or chief technology officer, Neville Ray, T-Mobile. The move is just the latest bit of jockeying as U.S. carriers attempt to one-up the rivals on the claim of getting to 5G first. Now, what you see next to me, different frequency levels. You'll see high frequencies, very high frequencies. Remember the VHF? Well, that's 30 hertz to 300 megahertz. or I'm sorry, 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. So that's 30 million megahertz to 3 million megahertz. Not a huge deal. FM, television broadcasts, certain amateur radio, weather radio, etc. Then you get into ultra high frequency. Now you're getting up to 3,000 megahertz. 3,000 million hertz. Still not a huge deal. A lot of Bluetooths, wireless LANs, mobile phones, radio astronomy devices, microwave ovens. There you go. But now you're getting into the super high frequency. 3 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz. We're talking 3 billion hertz to 30 billion hertz. Radio astronomy, microwave devices, communications, wireless LAN, most modern radars. Need to get glasses, communications satellites, cable and satellite television broadcasting, amateur radio, satellite radio, 30 gigahertz, ladies and gentlemen, 30 gigahertz. A lot of these new 5Gs are running in the 28 gigahertz range. They want to put those things on city blocks, like on virtually every city block. And guess what? The higher frequencies in these reports and these leaked memos, they say, well, we have a problem here because the higher frequencies can't go through human beings. They stop. So we have to make more of these cells. Literally, let me read to you the quote from this leaked memo. It says, it's the 5G Eisenhower National Highway System for Information memo. I'll leave the link. Due to the inability to travel through human bodies, high band will have to be augmented with far more cell sites. That means you're getting blasted with high levels of radio frequency radiation. Getting a phone call. So I should turn on my EMF detector right here. Wait, just look at it. So you're getting bombarded with high levels of frequencies, and your body, it doesn't go through your body. So they have to build more of them. So it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like invisibly getting punched in the face, and you just don't feel it for a while. So, and some people feel it with the ringing in their ears. Now, as mentioned in the table, millimeter wave uses frequencies from 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. So we're talking millimeter wave frequency bands. 5G millimeter wave frequency bands. 28 gigahertz, 38 gigahertz, 72 gigahertz. Are you serious? Yes. That is extremely high frequencies. Microwave radio relay, microwave remote sensing, amateur radio, directed energy weapons. It says it right there. Directed energy weapons for higher download speeds, ladies and gentlemen. And it's because they just love you. They care about your health. They care about you so much. Pick one of these things up. Put your cell phone next to this thing. Don't even call anybody. Just walk around with it while it's pinging the cell phone towers to find out where you're located. So if you need to make a call, you've got your 4G, fourth generation, third generation network set up, soon to be fifth generation. Just microwaving yourself. Hello. Okay, anyway, just put one of these things next to your phone. Don't even turn it on. Walk around with it and watch how this thing just pings like crazy. It's insane, ladies and gentlemen. It's insane. But it's okay. It's okay because, it's going to make your life easier. And if you're in rural America and it's tougher to get internet out there, well, now you're going to have faster download speeds and ringing of the ears possibly. And, you're going to be getting bombarded with high levels of electromagnetic frequencies, but you might have faster download speeds. Isn't that just fantastic? And even if we go back to the ultra high frequencies, that's still a pretty big deal, folks. 3,000 million hertz, 3,000 megahertz. Like, if you go to those cell phone towers, I'll take this thing next to cell phone towers, and this thing will be hitting 800 megahertz. So that's 800 million hertz. But the levels are extremely high when you look at the doses that you're getting hit with. You can use different levels. This one's using, I think, microwatts or milliwatts per square meter. And you can test the levels, and there's different measurements, etc. But this thing just makes it easy because you got red, yellow, green. Plus, I've done the research. I've read a lot of reports about what is considered dangerous to the DNA at these higher frequency levels. It took me a while to really understand the different concepts of radiation. I've got a Geiger counter that picks up, uranium and some of the other isotopes that are out there. This thing will pick up the radio frequency radiation. You've got different levels, you've got different bands, etc. This thing only goes up to 9 gigahertz. This goes up to 9 gigahertz, so 9 billion hertz. So this will pick up on some of the 5G technologies, fifth generation technologies, the 4G stuff, the 3G stuff, 2G stuff, etc. But the new 5G stuff, that's running in the 30 gigahertz range and above, you've got to have completely new measurement systems just to even pick up what you're getting blasted with. What do we got next? What do I have next for you here? I want to share more information with you. The 5G millimeter wave frequency bands that they want to use, that they're talking about, 28 gigahertz, 38 gigahertz, 72 gigahertz, rfwireless/world.com. Read all about it. Read the memo for the 5G Eisenhower National Highway System. And then in that memo, they talk about how they want to create one system for all 5G and then rent it out to corporations. They don't want these people to compete. Now, if you go outside, how often do you see new cell towers that are popping up all over the place? Well, these towers, they're going to be able to retrofit 5G to as well. But then plus they want to use what's called, AT&T wants to use what's called pucks. And they want to put 100 and something thousand pucks around the nation that emit these high levels of 5G, fifth generation radio frequency radiation. Yes, hello, that's not good. But hey, they say it is. Listen to this. There is significant potential for the coexistence of 5G and other wireless services, satellites and fixed links in higher frequency bands above 24 gigahertz. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what's wrong with that? I haven't even shared with you the patents yet, these mind control patents. These are a few of hundreds. WRC-19 will be vital to realize the ultra-high-speed vision for 5G with low-cost devices. Above 6 gigahertz is needed to meet the ultra-high broadband speeds and vision for 5G. A focus will be on bands above 24 gigahertz. This includes growing interest in the 24 gigahertz and 28 gigahertz bands, which could be easily implemented together in a single device due to their close proximity. There's also some interest in exploring bands in the 6 to 24 gigahertz range. 6 to 24 gigahertz range. 1 to 6 gigahertz offers a good mixture of coverage and capable benefits, including spectrum within the 3.3 to 3.8 gigahertz range. Many 5G services. That's from 5G Spectrum Public Policy Position. Then you can read about the nationalized 5G networks, the released memo. And then after that memo, guess who got fired? A U.S. Air Force Brigadier General. Did I say that right? An Air Force general has returned to the military branch after service with the National Security Council following the leak of a memo that advocated a government takeover of development of the nation's 5G mobile telecom network, according to a report. You can read the article on Fox News. General leaves National Security Council after leak of 5G telecom memo report. I'm going to leave the links in the video description box. Fox News. T-Mobile also said it expects to deploy 25,000 small cells and turn up LAA licensed assisted access for more capacity while paving the way for 5G. I'm just getting heated up, guys. English isn't my first language. I know I'm not the best reader, but especially when I get heated up like this. So if you can bear with my scatterbrain here, I think you'll get the gist of how big of a deal this actually is. So T-Mobile said it uses the 4G and 5G simultaneously, lighting up 5G capabilities in its low band 600 megahertz spectrum. That's a lot better than running 28 gigahertz. But here's where it gets spooky. They plan to build out 5G on millimeter wave spectrum later this year. That's when you're getting into the ridiculously high levels. And as I shared with you, you can use directed energy weapons in the millimeter range. They have directed energy weapons in the millimeter range. They have them in lower frequency ranges as well. They even have them in the ELF range, the extremely low range. Put you to sleep. They can change your mood, make you horny. Hello. Yeah, I'm going to share with you that one in a minute. Imagine throwing that in the mix with some movies out there. You're like, hey, honey, you want? All right. What's going on right now? All right. So where is this? I'm going to share this with you. All right. Here we go. This is the patent. This is the patent right here. We just look at it. Okay. This is the one I was just talking about. Method and device for producing a desired brain state using magnets and frequencies. You can see he looks so happy right there. So you turn that off. The patent citation, a method for producing a desired brain state in an individual by measuring and controlling a brain signal compromising, measuring a brain signal, indicating a brain state of an individual, comparing characteristics of the measured brain state to characteristics of a desired brain state to determine the difference between the measured brain state and the desired brain state. Selecting a magnetic field having at least one parameter selected from the group consisting of from the magnet position, field magnitude, pulse frequencies, pulse train duration, altering the brain state. So, if you read through this patent, there's parts in this patent where it talks about how it can make you happy, it can make you tired, it can make you sad, it can make you sexually aroused. Here's the patent number right here. Electrotherapy using biofeedback, producing a desired brain state, US 6488617B1. Here's another very interesting patent. Pulsative manipulation of the nervous system. There you go. This came out in 98. This can manipulate the nervous system. No, this is the one. This is the one that can make you horny at 2.4 hertz. The half hertz sensory resonance causes relaxation, sleepiness, causes your eyelids to get heavy, a tonic smile, a knot in the stomach, sexual excitement, depending on the precise frequency. Hello. The 2.4 hertz resonance causes the slowing of certain activities, characterized by a large increase of the time needed to silently count backward from 100 to 60 with the eyes closed. The invention can be used by the general public for inducing relaxation, sleep, sexual excitement, and clinically for the treatment of tremors, seizures, autonomic system disorders such as panic attacks. Wow. Now, listen to this. Embodiments show a pulsed fan to impart subliminal cooling pulses to the subject's skin, and a silent device which induces periodically varying flow past the subject's skin. The flow being induced by pulsing, rising warm air plumes that are caused by a thin resistance wire, which is periodically heated by electric current pulses. Then there's one I read in here. This is where they put thoughts and sounds in your head. They make you hear voices, literally. This is the patent for it. Multifunctional radio frequency directed energy system, an RFDE system, transmitter, and antenna. The antenna direct high power electromagnetic energy towards a target sufficient to cause high energy damage or disruption of the target. It also locates the target. So it locates the target and it attacks the target. Raytheon, of course, radio frequency directed energy weapon. You've got all these 5G towers, 4G towers everywhere, guys. If you get out of line, they don't even have to send anybody after you. You're on your phone. They just zap you with your phone. They don't need to hook anything inside of you. They don't need to give you a chip. Everybody's got their chip with them anyway. They'll just zap you. I'm just imagining these towers being like, and people just like, that guy's gone. That guy's gone. Watch Colony. Watch the series Colony, and watch when people are trying to get over the wall. Watch what happens to them when the drone gets them. Well, that'll be these 5G towers. Your brain will just pop like a popcorn. Your people's brains will pop like popcorn if they don't comply with the system. They'll just get nailed by some directed energy weapon. Which one's this one? Yeah, this is the one for hearing. Not that one. That was the directed energy weapon. This one is for hearing. Oh, and guess what? It was the Air Force. This was given to the Air Force. Of course it was. It was probably invented by somebody else, but the Air Force said, it's national security. We're taking it. See ya. And they probably disappeared. Method and device for implementing the radio frequency hearing effect. No, I'm joking. They probably got a nice bonus. They would never do anything wrong. They love us. What was I thinking? The abstract, a modulation process with a fully suppressed carrier and input preprocessor filtering to produce an encoded output for amplitude modulation and audio speech pre-processor filtering. Intelligible subjective sound is produced when the encoded signal is demodulated using the RF hearing effect. Suitable forms of carrier suppressed modulation include single sideband and carrier suppressed amplitude modulation with both sidebands present. What does that actually mean? Well, it means, here's the claim. The invention described herein may be manufactured and used by or for the government for governmental purposes without the payment of any royalty thereon. Oh, wait a second. Why would they? I'm telling you. No, I'm not telling you anything. This is, wow. What does it claim to do? A method of encoding an input audio signal to produce a double sideband output signal having a woo-woo carrier frequency, which when transmitted to the head of a receiving subject will, by the radio frequency hearing effect, include a thermal acoustic signal in the bone tissue material of the head that replicates the input audio signal and is conducted by the bone tissue structure of the head to the inner ear, where it is demodulated by the normal process of the, I don't know what that is, and converted to nerve signals which are sent to the brain, thereby enabling intelligible speech to be perceived by the brain as any other nerve signal from the cochlea. Wow. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, they can put, the Air Force has a patent to put voices in your head. And I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm the conspiracy theorist here. I am a conspiracy theorist, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that? Oh, it feels good to be a conspiracy theorist. It feels so good to be a conspiracy theorist. You should go to RF Wireless World. I'll leave the link and look up these 5G millimeter waves that they want to use for 5G networks. You should just look it up. You should go look at this link that I'm going to leave and look at these different frequency ranges and look at how these 5G implementations, some of these frequencies could literally be used. It's such a high level. Those levels could be used as directed energy weapons.